Welcome to this afternoon's webinar with Prospect and Zing Respond. I guess most of you on this webinar probably know who I am and perhaps heard from me on previous Prospect Soft webinars. So I am the CEO of Prospect Soft, but I'm joined today by Jordan from Zing. So I'm going to hand over to Jordan without saying much further and let Jordan introduce himself, introduce Zing and the Zing Respond platform. Jordan.
Thanks, Andy. As Andy said, I'm Jordan Edmonds. I'm Business Development Manager here at Zing. And at Zing, we've partnered with a company called Twilio to deliver integrated communications right into the heart of your business processes. So today I want to talk about our integrated telephony platform called Zing Respond and its direct integration with Prospect CRM. So what I'm going to be covering is a bit more about Zing and Twilio and what we do and who we are, as well as an overview of the Zing Respond features, what's available out of the box, and then go into the exciting stuff, a live demo of the Zing Respond and Prospect CRM integration in action, and then talk about and show a little bit more about the actual setup and management of the Zing Respond dialer through our Zing Care platform. So things like user management, reporting on call stats, and some of the integration setup for your Prospect Soft account. Before I get started, I just want to talk a little bit more about Zing and who we are. So we're a professional services organization, originally spun out of Prospect Soft in late 2018. And we are the UK's only fully dedicated Twilio development partner and have been since early 2019. Our aim is to help customers build more robust and quickly enable organizations to build better communication systems into their existing business processes. And we do that using the Twilio platform. So who actually are Twilio? And I've said the name a lot already, and I'll say it some more. They are an industry-leading cloud communications provider based out in San Francisco with offices all across the world. In short, Twilio provide organizations with the ability to connect communication channels such as SMS, voice, and email to existing technology platforms such as your CRM or ERP system. For those who are already using Prospect CRM to send their emails out, you're already benefiting from Twilio services through their SendGrid product. Through using Twilio, we've been able to develop a standalone platform to enable users to make and receive phone calls from their web browser integrated directly with Prospect CRM for things like inbound caller ID and detailed call logging. And Twilio are one of the largest organizations that you've probably never heard of. They power some of the world leaders across multiple different industries. I've got 3 examples there of Uber, M&S, and ING, but the list really goes on. It includes like the likes of Netflix, Airbnb, Lyft, and so on. So what exactly is Zing Respond? Zing Respond is a powerful soft phone that enables you to make and receive phone calls directly from the web browser. It's all in the cloud. There are no phone lines or expensive equipment to set up, and it's incredibly easy to get started and manage with. It's built on the Twilio cloud communications platform, the same one that powers the likes of Uber, and it will enable your organization to work seamlessly across both home and office environments. It's part of our Zing Care platform, which is a series of products targeted at enabling your organization with connected communications on multiple channels, including SMS, WhatsApp, and so on. So today I'm going to run through both the Zing Respond dialer itself, along with the Zing Care account platform, where you'll be able to manage things like user logins, your Twilio connection, and log any support queries with us throughout the long term. So what's actually included with Zing Respond out of the box? So our standard implementation includes some standard IVR menu options. For those who don't know, IVR stands for interactive voice response, and is essentially the introductory voice message that you receive when you phone an organization. You probably have one already. It's the menu options that the customer hears when they're calling in. So think press 1 for sales, press 2 for accounts, that sort of thing. As standard with Zing Respond, we get up to 5 options included. And for those who require a bit more, something a bit more intelligent, we can work to that as well. Call transfers are also available as a standard telephony function, as well as setting up office hours and voicemail setup to ensure you're not receiving any phone calls out of hours. Inbound and outbound UK phone calling is a standard for those who require international calling, Ireland and beyond. That's something we can set up. We just need to have further conversations about that, but we can have those conversations with you. And basic call metrics such as average handling time and numbers of inbound and outbound calls are available as standard, and I'll show you some of that today. And of course, the CRM integration, which I'm going to show you today. So yeah, really getting on to the exciting things now. I want to show you the demo. I'm going to talk to you through the Zing Respond dialer and what's involved in the setup there. So over to the demo. So Zing Respond itself is actually built as a browser extension and can be downloaded straight from the Chrome store. So as you can see, I've already got this installed, but the instructions are really simple. And for those who have installed a Chrome extension before, it's just as simple as clicking a button here that says add to Chrome, and it's installed there for you. Once it's installed, you'll notice a couple of things to begin with. First, you'll notice a flashing amber warning triangle in the top right-hand side of your browser. This is to let you know that you're not yet logged into Zing Respond, and you will not start receiving calls until you are. For those who are new to Zing Respond, this might not necessarily be immediately obvious. So the second noticeable event is a Windows notification, which pops up informing the user to log in. Zing Respond itself actually runs as a background process on your computer. So it will operate even without your browser being open. It also runs on startup of your machine as well. So when you're switching off on your machine for the first time in the day, you'll receive the little notification from Windows in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and it will ensure you never accidentally miss a call that you're expecting. So to log in, it's as simple as clicking on the extension, and that pops up the Zing Respond window to the left-hand side of the screen there. To log in, I'm just going to click login to get started, and I'm asked to complete my details. And these account details will be set up by your Zing Care account, and we'll go through the setup of that later. And now I'm logged into the Zing Respond platform. So the first thing you'll notice is the dial pad. This allows users to either enter a value through clicking the numbers or typing in the number pad to enter the mobile number itself. You'll also notice in the top right-hand corner, the user status is set here. So I can see I've got this little green circle around. That means I'm available. That means I can start receiving calls as they come in. If I were to go on break or into a meeting, I can easily set myself as unavailable. And not only will that change my circle to be orange, but it also means that I will no longer receive calls through the Zing Respond browser. And it will also make me unavailable to my peers as well. So moving on from that, we also have the contact list here. So I can see down the bottom here a list of all of my fellow users on Zing Respond and their available state. So setting myself to unavailable will essentially put me as an orange mark on here and say I'm not available to take a call. But for those who are available, I can see Marion here, hard at work. He's got his phone is set to available. I can click to dial and just call him through the Zing Respond browser there. No need to enter any numbers or anything like that. So that's a basic overview of Zing Respond. But the next thing to show you now is the integration direct with ProspectSoft. So let's say your customer calls into Zing Respond, calls into your organization. We have one of our customers, a customer called Amy. She's been with us for a while. Amy's going to call in and speak to our team. What you'll be able to hear on the call is the menu options we've set up for the organization. And as I said already, these can be configured when setting up your Zing Respond. And you'll notice the menu options that are provided, and then that call will be routed through to the Zing Respond dialer so I can pick that up. So I'm just going to place that call now. You should be able to hear through my speakers.
Welcome to ICP Limited. Please choose from the following options. Press 1 for sales. Press 2 for accounts.
So I'm just going to select my option here. It's also worth saying that the voice that plays there in the menu is completely, well, can be configured to a number of different voices, and they can be selected as part of the setup process as well. I believe there's up to 8 you can pick from a standard. Or alternatively, if you want to record your own or already do that, we can speak with you separately about implementing those as well. So as you can see the call coming in here, first of all, you'll be able to see the inbound phone number that is dialing in from, as well as the contact information from the user based in the CRM. So I can see here we've got the name of the contact as well as the organization that they're from. And what's happening here is we've got the number being looked at in the CRM, and it's pulling through this information. So I can see that on the dialer. I can open, before answering the call, I can open the contact record or I can open the company record to give me that 5-second head start I need to be able to get a head start on that customer interaction. So if I just open the contact record here, whilst the phone is still ringing, you may be able to hear the ringing in your ears. I know I can. The phone call comes in here. I can see Amy's account. I can read through the notes before actually connecting that call. When I'm ready, I can accept that call. That call is now live. The ring has stopped, and I'm now on the contact record. I can still see the information as before. I can see the contact name and the location they're calling from. And I can also open those records still from a connected call. I also get a number of different options whilst I'm here as well. I get the ability to end the call and hang up, useful at the end of the call, obviously. We've got a dial pad. This allows us to select menu options and conference numbers, etc. The ability to mute. This is muting myself as an agent and muting the call. I can place Amy on hold and receive the whole music and not be able to speak to me during that time if I need to go away and find out a little bit more of extra information. And also I get the ability to enable a call transfer to one of my available agents and colleagues who are also using the Zing Respond platform. So whilst the call is on, I've got full access to the CRM. I can go through, I can search more information, I can pull together a quote, I can log a customer service ticket if I wanted to, or I could simply add a note. And when I am happy with that call, I can end that and I can hang up and leave the call as I would. Whilst I'm still on the call, I can see in the top right-hand corner here, this circle's gone orange. It's automatically set me to unavailable. So my colleagues who are also using the Zing Respond platform can get a real-time view of whether I'm on a call or not. So they can see that here I'm unavailable. And let's say I'm finished with my call with Amy. I can end that call. It's automatically set me back to available. So I can start receiving the next call. And if I quickly refresh the CRM pane here, I can see that a call entry has been logged within the CRM. Hopefully you can all see that. But I can see the call start date and time. I can see the call end date and time and the duration of that. And I can see that's logged under my particular support user. So I can get a full history of the fact that that call has happened and it's logged within the CRM automatically. So there it is. That's the overview of the Zing Respond ProspectSoft integration. The next thing I want to show is just the setup and how that's all managed, and including things such as user management and actually getting users set up on Zing Respond. So to do so, I'm going to go to the Zing Care platform and I'm going to log in to get started. So log in with my existing credentials here. I'm not going to go through every one of these options on the left-hand side here, but this, with your Zing Respond access, you'll receive access to the Zing Care platform. It's where we manage our relationship with our customers and where you can manage your agents, logins, user details, and also see information about call stats and so on. So the real kind of the real thing I want to show you here is the user setup. So we've got the users panel on the left-hand side. To set up a new user, it's really simple. You just click invite in the top right-hand corner, and you're asked to complete the email address, the role, and the department for that particular user. There are 3 different roles available for each user. We've got an owner, a manager, and a user. Owners can set up new account integrations, so your ProspectSoft integration, for example, or linking to your existing Twilio account. Managers can set up new users and manage existing ones. And users themselves can access the Zing Respond dialer and begin making and receiving calls. It's worth noting that these list of users don't necessarily need to correspond with your ProspectSoft users. For those users you need to set up with a telephone system that don't necessarily need access to the CRM. Let's say, for example, a warehouse manager, for example, might not necessarily need full access to the CRM and therefore not a license, but may still need the login details. The CRM integration will work the same. They'll still get the caller ID interaction and so on, but they won't be able to obviously open the CRM record with their license. But those licenses can be different. We've also got a department here. So the departments are what drive those menu options that we talked about at the start there. So in the example we gave, we have press 1 for sales and press 2 for accounts. Those are all set up using the Zing Care platform, and departments, really super simple to set up. Go onto the departments tab, click a new one and create a new department. And that's what will form the basis of those menu options and also the associated call queues and individuals within those departments as well. So individuals know that when they're calling through to sales, they've got these users set up in sales, and therefore these are the people who will be presented those calls. We've also got the integrations pane here. This just shows you the setup with ProspectSoft. I won't go into detail about the actual connection, but that's something that we'll go through with you upon setting up your Zing Respond account. We've also got a number of different call reports that are available. And these are available at both the company-wide level, but also individual worker levels as well. So reports, you can select the duration. I've just selected a month here, but you could choose quarter. You could choose any particular reporting range that you're after. And I can see for the company, I've got a report of the average call acceptance time, so I can get a grasp of when our busiest times are and how often we are leaving our customers a significant waiting time. If I wanted to see a bit more granularity on that and see some individual worker stats, on the worker reports, if I go back to a month view, I get more of a breakdown as to all of the figures across the team. And if I wanted to refine that even further to specific individuals, I could start selecting those individuals I'm looking for and get an overview of their call stats. So, for example, over the last month, I can see the number of outbound calls per agent. I can see number of inbound calls, number of missed calls, and also the average duration of each call as well. So I can start to see a bit more of a breakdown as to all of my workers across the platform who are using the Zing Respond, how they're performing with their metrics. Each one of these reports is fully exportable as well. So if you need to take that away and do some data manipulation with that, then that's all possible as well. Finally, as well, these are all showing as line graphs. If you wanted to display that slightly differently, there's also bar charts available just to provide a different visual on your reporting. The final thing I want to show you on the Zing Care platform is our support tickets. So with a Zing Respond subscription, you have email support included as part of that package, and it can be managed directly from here. So through this support desk, you're able to log and track support queries as they come in. With each ticket logged and updated, you'll receive an email notification informing you of an update, so you can log in and take a look at that response. Log in a ticket, simple, create ad, log a new ticket with the subject, type and priority, fit in your descriptions, and that can all be managed within the Zing Care platform. So overall, first steps of getting Zing Respond set up, get access to Zing Care, set up your users. They'll all receive invites to sign up to their own Zing Care account, download the extension from the store, sort out the departments, and then you can get going with the CRM integration and start making and receiving calls from the CRM. So that's all for the demo. Happy to take questions at the end, but just want to go a little bit more detail as to what the Zing Respond packages look like and how you can get started using that. So pricing wise, there's two different packages that we offer for Zing Respond. Standard, which is out of the box, available, what you've seen today, that is charged at a company level, not a per user basis, and it's charged at £99 per month for up to 100 users and up to 5 menu options in the IVR. It's an annual contract paid monthly, and yeah, as I said, up to 100 users there. For those who may need more users or may require some additional IVR options or additional reporting or some just custom configuration, we also have our custom options available, and they can be discussed on a per project basis. All details can be found at our website down the bottom there, zing.dev/respond. In summary, we have, I just want to cover off what we've talked about here. We've obviously got the Twilio platform behind the scenes powering telephony to enable the Zing Respond dialer to work, and the Zing Respond connecting with the Prospect CRM to enable you to see the integrated telephony for caller ID, and also updating the CRM for call logs to be recorded automatically. Next steps for those who are interested in finding out more, feel free to book a free trial of Zing Respond. It's a 7-day free trial. You get access to the standard package, full access to that for up to 100 users. It's a free trial for the Zing Respond software. A Twilio account is required. They are free to set up. There is a small pay-as-you-go fee for the minutes, but you can stick in about £10 to £20 for the duration of the trial, and you should be good depending on volumes, but we can have that conversation once we get started. To get started, feel free to drop myself an email at jordan.edmonds@zing.dev, and I'll be happy to answer any queries and get you set up. Or alternatively, visit zing.dev/respond to find out a little bit more. Thank you very much for your time, and open to take any questions as they come in.
Yeah, thanks, Jordan. I've just seen there is a question on the Q&A. Jethro, thanks for your questions. Can calls be filtered out easily within the CRM? I'm not sure. Do you mean hide them from the notepad? I suspect yes. Jethro says yes. So I don't think that's an option at the moment. I think they just will appear in the activity stream, but I mean, that is certainly something that we could look at doing. So at the moment, yes, you will see them all, but they probably could be filtered out. I mean, it's just data. You could even write reports on that data as well. Okay. It's only Jethro asking questions at the moment. That doesn't say anything about you, Jethro. Okay, well, I guess if there are, oh, sorry, there's another question. So no, the question is, does the Prospect integration work with other user interfaces we've got, like the desktop or the version 6, I guess is a good question. So, I mean, Zing Respond actually will work standalone. So if you have some users who are not using Prospect CRM at all, or don't use the web UI very much, they can still use the Zing Respond as a dialer and to receive incoming calls. I think just as long as you've got a Prospect Soft 365 account, it will actually tell you who's calling in. But the integration to actually open the screen, that is only with the web user interface. So, but certainly, you know, the vast majority of customers obviously are using the web user interface. And those using the desktop are rapidly moving onto the web UI. So hopefully that shouldn't cause too much restriction. But for version 6 customers, there is no integration with Zing Respond directly. But again, you could still use it standalone. Next question I'm going to have to throw to you, because this is not about Prospect, this is about Twilio.
Yeah.
Jordan, so is the caller, this is from Warren, is the caller ID available on international numbers, thinking specifically of Ireland to the UK?
Thanks, Warren. Yes, that is available. There's a little bit additional configuration needs to be set up there. It's not too long, but yes, we can do the international caller ID as well.
Excellent. Okay, that is all of the questions at the moment. And I guess at 28 minutes past, we've pretty much got to the end of our 30-minute slot. So as Jordan says, thank you everybody for joining us today. The recording will be available in due course if you need to show this to anybody else, or if you've got more questions specifically about Zing Respond or Twilio or telephony in general, then contact Jordan. If you've got any specific ProspectSoft questions, feel free to reach out to me or to our service desk. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us today, Jordan.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Andy, for having me.
Thanks. Bye.